Games in this podcast range from E to M.
Hey everybody, welcome to the official Xbox podcast, the only podcast coming to you from inside Xbox, or in this case, Xbox Japan. It is Tokyo Game Show week, and if you are just waking up in the West on the morning of September 25th, you may have slept in and you may have missed a few things. So we're going to get you all caught up here. And I'm very pleased to be here recording this episode in Microsoft HQ in Tokyo and joined by a few familiar faces. Xbox President Sarah Bond, how are you?
Great to see you.
It is great to see you too.
Yeah.
We see each other more in Japan than in Redmond.
I run into you here all the time now.
Every time. We're just walking down the streets of Shinjuku and I'm like, look who it is. And Menakato, you are now and I want to make sure I get your title right, the managing director of all of Xbox Asia. Congrats on that.
Thank you.
And it's been about a year since I saw you. Last year, you came out to us. We came out to you this year.
Yep.
And,
welcome to Tokyo.
Thank you. And we saved you some energy, and you can give it to us here on this podcast.
Have you noticed how much she's embraced Xbox now? Because her hair is green.
That is awesome. Next year, you'll have a tattoo sleeve.
Oh my God.
Baby steps. It does
Baby
look good.
steps.
I like that. I really.
Thank you.
If I had the hair to do it, I would absolutely do it. All right, we're going to get to some of the highlights from the broadcast. It's really a sore subject, and we had some heavy hitters that were made right here in Japan as well as across Asia. And like I'm someone who loves games from Japan. I'm very excited. I cannot wait to dive back into Dragon Quest 1 and 2 with those HD 2D remakes that were talked about yesterday. I would love to ask how you would summarize Xbox's momentum in Asia.
A ton of developers and fans here in Asia, here in Japan, and it's always a highlight. And today, Asia is actually our fastest growing region in Xbox. We had over 300 indie developers who we actually launched their games. Indie developers from Asia launched their games on Xbox this last year. 500 who we're currently working with. And it's just been great to be able to bring games from this region of the world, from Asia and Japan, to Xbox fans around the world.
Very cool. Let's talk about the players here in Asia. So as Xbox titles become available in more places, what an Xbox is has evolved. You can play Xbox in some cars now, which is
that's
cool.
a fun one,
maybe I'm in the market now, so why not? But how have players in Japan and in Asia reacted to just the evolution of gaming on Xbox?
Yeah, well, so I think for the Japanese players, we're always excited about the iconic Japanese franchises that come on board.
Yep.
And I think, traditionally we haven't seen so many of those come to Xbox, but now you're seeing a lot, if not all of them on Xbox. And it's really exciting.
The other cool thing about that, too, is, we're really cognizant of the fact that many players in Asia and in Japan, they don't play on console. They play on PC. So with Xbox Play Anywhere, we're bringing iconic Japanese, Asian franchises to Xbox, but we're bringing them on Xbox on PC. So players can choose. If they want to do a console, they can do a console. If they want to do a PC, they can do a PC. If they want to play on a handheld, they can play on a handheld, which is another great way to reach players in this region of the world.
Yeah, we're bringing that over to the show floor on TGS this week, so I'm really excited that today and tomorrow we're going to see how folks react to that, which will be really cool, and playing those games that you mentioned. Actually, let's talk about those games. So during the broadcast last night, you may have missed it if you were sleeping, like you might be doing at 3 a.m. on the West Coast in North America, but you know what? Clean the crust out of your eyes. There's
something to see.
There's plenty to see. 25 games. Many of those are Xbox Play Anywhere. Many of them are Game Pass titles. And this year featured actually some of the biggest first-party titles as well. And of course, the names that you want to hear when you find out, hey, there's going to be a Tokyo Game Show broadcast from Xbox. You want to hear that Capcom is there. You want to hear Square Enix is there. Koei Tecmo, Grasshopper Manufacturer, and so many more. So how does a show like this come together?
So as you said, there's a lot of titles coming out of Asia in this broadcast, and it's always great to see the diversity. I love talking about diversity here. And again, it's not just titles from Japan. We're seeing it across Asia, and I love seeing titles like Dragon Quest, but also titles like Monster Hunter Stories 1 and 2 coming on to Xbox One, Series 1 and 2, and 3. All of them you can play together on Xbox now. And it's great to see fan favorites like that come onto Xbox, but also titles like Terminal Brigade, Star Sand Island, Anemo, Mistfall Hunter, Project Evil Bane. I can go on and on about this. So many. And I'm so excited. You can see I'm excited, but I'm just really excited to see it happen.
Anything jump out at you?
Oh, wow. I would say Monster Hunter Stories 1 and 2 coming to the Xbox Series X and S and the Xbox One. There are many, many fans that have sent me DMs saying, please, 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 Monster Hunter Stories 1 and 2, along with Monster Hunter 3 coming as well when it ships this year. So that one is definitely a fun one to finally get to bring to Xbox.
You've been listening. So, and it's coming.
We listen.
There's also a shadow drop as well.
Yes, Romancing Saga 2. It's always, I love surprises, and this shadow drop's great.
Yeah.
Very cool. And that is an Xbox Play Anywhere title. I will be playing it there on that very same Xbox Ally on the flight home. So thank you for that. That was,
we did
much
it just for you.
I thought that might have been the case.
You might have been one of the people who was DMing Mena, right?
Yeah. Well,
more shadow drops.
Let's please don't block me. So over the past few years, we've seen Asian pop culture make its way into a number of our games, such as Le Seraphim doing the collab with Overwatch 2. They've done a couple of those now. Big Le Seraphim fan, so I love that. Berserk did a crossover with Diablo. And what I particularly enjoyed about the show last night is that while games made in Asia are certainly the stars, we had some real highlights from games that are made in the West with elements clearly inspired by Japan.
Yep. Well, I loved seeing Flight Simulator. That was like with all the Japanese scenery. Oh, that was really cool. And of course, Forza. That's a really cool sort of collab with Japan and Tokyo. And so I love that.
I mean, there's nothing like racing the streets of Tokyo.
I mean, they made a movie about that.
They might have Can't beat that.
No, probably the most requested place.
Yes.
I think in almost any long-running franchise, as we saw it with like Assassin's Creed earlier this year, it's like, when are you doing this in Japan? And as soon as that happens, then people react in a really big way.
Completely.
So I cannot wait to play Forza Horizon 6. That's going to be awesome. So we've, speaking of 6, trying to generate a segue here. We have been doing this broadcast for 6 years now. Is that a reflection of like Xbox deepening its engagement with game creators in Japan and around Asia?
For sure. I mean, it makes my life a lot easier. I love being able to work with our creators and developer community. And I'm always excited to bring more titles. And I'm just in a lot of discussions right now.
Yeah. Lots of stuff to come.
Does it make it easier to, like, wait, are you already like hearing from creators?
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
So it's one of those things where like, are you doing it again next year? Like, we want to be part of it?
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome to hear. So there's a ton going on this week outside of the broadcast, including Xbox having a presence at Kojima's event.
Yeah, it's pretty fantastic. You know, we're working on a game with Kojima OD, with more details to come on that. So it was a real honor to get to be part of the 10th anniversary celebration of Kojima Productions. You know, Hideo is such an iconic creator, so incredibly visionary. So to get there, to be there with him on stage was a true honor. It's a great part of this week.
Yeah, he is the GOAT. So TGS places us right in the middle of a bounty of riches for Xbox fans and Game Pass subscribers, from Avowed to Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion Remastered, Doom the Dark Ages, Blueprints, Expedition 33, Hollow Knight Silksong, like literally the best games in the world you can play with Game Pass. And we still have so much more ahead of us this year with the Outer Worlds 2, Keeper, Ninja Gaiden 4. These are all coming really soon. And of course, Call of Duty Black Ops 7. From a player's perspective, I feel like it's been an incredible year. I'm curious how you look at things. How do you know you're delivering value to players and to game creators?
Well, it's all about players and creators loving what we do, signing up and asking for more. So we are at a point now, we are investing more in Game Pass than we ever had. Creators are getting more investment from Game Pass than ever before. We're at an all-time high. We actually have more creators signing up to Game Pass, and we have more engagement hours from players in the service. And so that's what we look at. Is this something that players and creators love, and are they showing that to us with how they spend their money and their time?
All right, very cool. So there's far more than we could possibly squeeze into a single episode. So we're going to be recording from Tokyo all this week. So look for official Xbox podcast episodes focused on ROG Xbox Ally and Ninja Gaiden 4 in the coming days. So if you're joining us on YouTube, be sure to drop us a like and comment. And like, no matter where you might be watching or listening, thank you so much. We will see you next time.